Hey everyone. Hey, it's Jody from Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures here.
Evan and Courtney with the Adventures of Rogers and Henderson.
Derek and Monica with Bronco Adventures.
Awesome. We're here with Dirt Therapy Live. We got a special guest with us tonight. Scott, I don't know if you pronounce his name. Is it Wyson?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
All right. Well, he can let me know if he gets out when he gets on here. So, better known as 512Braptor. Probably one of the best looking Raptors out there. You'll see. So, we're going to bring him on in and get started. Hey, Scott.
Hey, everyone. You got it right. It's Wyson.
All right.
Yeah.
I've been called worse.
Yeah, I made the mistake of not having it like up in front of me. So I was like, crap.
Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late to supper.
There you go. There you go. You sure you aren't from the South?
Originally from Oregon. Now I live in the South.
Oh, South of Canada.
Every time we go through Oregon, I always think, Scott lives here.
Every time he asks me, doesn't Scott live here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I asked the same question.
Used to.
Awesome. Well, Scott, hey, if you wouldn't mind, some of our viewers may not be familiar with you. You want to kind of give us a background of your rig and yourself, maybe?
Sure, yeah. So basically, I was day one ticket reservation holder for a 2021 Bronco. Never got picked up. Converted in 23 to a Wild Trax. Never got picked up. Then Ford sent me out an email saying, you want to convert to a Bronco Raptor? I couldn't click that button fast enough. They replied back to me a month later saying, hey, you get it. So I was able to order a Bronco Raptor off a golden ticket. I was able to get it at MSRP at the time. So I got the thing. My dealership, Truck City Ford, they held and honored the MSRP. Got the Bronco Raptor and, of course, babied it. Didn't want to scratch it. Didn't want to drive it off road. Wanted to go to Starbucks only. Maybe the malls. Yep. Got our first scratches on it from Bronco at Katemsi last 2 years ago. Has that been 2 years now? No,
2 years.
Yeah, geez. Okay. Yeah. So then ever since then, I've just been pushing that Bronco. I've got Hyperco springs on it now. I've got Next Venture skid plates on it. I've got Allied front bumper. I've got turn off road spare tire reinforcement with bumper. I've got trail racks, roof rack system. I've got Mickey Thompson tires, Dirty Life wheels. I've got a JB4 tune, SME intake. Let's see here. A plethora of Flarben Kyber Amazon stick-on carbon fiber stuff. Other than that, and a bunch of Baja Design lights. So my first mod was the trail racks, and I love that rack forever. So, but yeah, it's a Frankenstein project. It's a Frankenstein project. So, and I got a bunch of Fouts skid plates and stuff like that on it, and planning on doing some control arms and some other things through Fouts later. But it's just money. You know how that goes.
We don't know about that.
Bronco life.
Yes. Yes. And then of course I have Raptor tax, so it's always more money.
Yeah.
Okay. But the good thing about a Raptor though is you don't have you have a better canvas to start with, so to speak.
Yeah. It's a good base platform.
I tell people all the time, I probably spent more money on mine than what I would have if I just bought a Raptor, and probably not have, and still not have, mine's still not quite as good as a Raptor is stock. So, it's one of those things. Just like you just sit and think about it after the fact. And you're like, well, shit, maybe I should have done it this other way. Oh well.
We got to remember, Jody, when we got ours, the Raptor was just a rumor at that point, anyway.
It was the Warthog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've told this story, I think, probably on here before, but I put my order in August 4th of 2021. I saw Vaughn getting Junior and Lauren Healy out at Moab, and I did the drive along at Chicago Auto Show earlier that year, and that's when I knew I wanted to get one because I had a 4Runner that I used to drive, and I placed my order on August 4th, and then around mid-September, because the dealership's like, hey, it's going to be probably at minimum a year and a half because everybody was already getting backlogged at that point. I was like, that's fine. I'll just keep doing my 4Runner. But about mid-September, I emailed them because it's right after the Haas 2.0 fix was announced. Or not the Haas 2.0, but the hardtop 2.0. And I was like, hey, go ahead and change me over to hardtop. And they had announced the Raptor. And I said, hey, if you guys are getting allocations for those, I'd like to be considered for one. And I shit you not, 3 days later, I got the VN email from Ford. And I waited a total of 4 months from order to pickup. I just got extremely lucky somehow. Dealer allocation math, I guess.
They heard you wanted a Raptor.
Yeah, because especially that first year, the 2022s, they were reasonably priced, as opposed to now.
Yeah,
So,
they're starting to come down now, though. People are actually under like 5,000 under MSRP. I think you can get one pretty nice build for around 87.
Yeah.
87.
Plus, because they're not selling right now. I did interest rates, and people are spending their money on other shit. But yeah, like I posted I think I posted not long ago. I was at the Ford dealership closest to me here, and they had 7 on the lot.
Yeah.
All brand new, not used, brand new. And then there was a used one 2 lots up in the Mazda dealership. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, I was like, yeah, if you want one right now, it'd be a good time if you're in a position to get one, that'd be probably a good time to get one while the demand's down. But yeah, I mean,
I've never really like spec'd or put together. Is there anything that you would add or subtract, Scott, from if you were to do it over again?
I don't think the carbon fiber package is worth the amount they're asking for it. I mean, you get like 5 pieces. You get 3 grab bars, the piece around the steering wheel and the shift knob. Originally, it was supposed to be the crossbar support up above, and then also the rear the bar in the back was supposed to be carbon fiber originally. Of course, commodities, I'm sure, and costs, they pulled that out. But I wouldn't do carbon fiber. I have carpet with the Alcantara seats. I love the feel of the Alcantara seats as opposed to the marine grade vinyl. They just seem to hug you more. Obviously, the bad part is they're cloth, so in the center are Alcantara. I like the feel of the Alcantara better than the marine grade vinyl, but the carpet, I switched mine out to Armalite floor systems, so it's a washout system now. Fantastic system. I probably wouldn't do carpet. Other than that, no, I really like everything. I mean, they don't have a lot of options on the Raptor anyways. I think you get like a block heater, carbon fiber kit, marine grade vinyl, or the bead locks. Obviously, I wouldn't spend the extra money for the bead locks now since I went with custom wheels and tires, but they're a sweet setup for sure. So, I mean, that'd save you. So if you didn't do carbon fiber kit and you didn't do bead locks, that's probably $5,000 less. That's unnecessary.
That's awesome. I do appreciate the color that you picked.
Yeah.
It's home.
Yeah, that's Kim. My wife picked that. I was going for Velocity Blue or what was the other color I wanted? Velocity Blue was one I was going for, but my wife,
smart. She should keep you around.
I should keep her around. She was a smart one. She was one that said, "No, we're in Texas. You're going white." And I'm like, good point. Very good point. So,
well, Derek, if you want one, there's a white one down here at that dealership I was telling you about.
I mean, I would do it. It's Monica that's really attached to ours.
I want to add to our pack, not trade in.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they're if the interest rates would come down, it'd be a little bit more accessible, a little more achievable. I'm just lucky. I got lucky. I got lucky. I got it at the right time, got it at the right dealership, I got it at the right interest rate. So
yeah, I think everybody in this room is probably considered pretty lucky that I think Derek and Monkey, you're also 2021s as well, right?
It's a 22.
22.
Yeah.
We ordered
22 seemed to be the sweet spot as far as financing.
Absolutely.
Now, I gotta ask, because I don't actually believe that you were babying that thing, because I'm 99% sure you are the first Bronco Raptor that I saw off-roading on the internet.
Oh,
I can't believe that you actually.
that was because of what's the right word?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Influencers, right? Right there.
I told him it didn't look like a Bronco if it doesn't have some scratches in it. And the first time the running board hit the rocks, your eyes were that big.
Yes, they were. I was like,
Right.
Someone-
Am I okay? Am I okay?
And what did I
Exactly.
say? It was one of two things. I was like, well, now it looks like a Bronco. Or I said, don't worry, that's a water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you said now it looks like a Bronco. You said now it looks like a Bronco.
Yeah.
We have that on video somewhere.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
Really, after that first event, though, you started hitting it pretty hard with your local Bronco club and, everybody down there, and then started going all over the country.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it. I got the itch and I started twitching. Got a little bit of the the addiction.
It's
Yeah.
contagious.
Yes. Yes. And it's just the community, right? Meeting all of y'all and just the Bronco community in general. Majority of the people are so inviting and just friendly. And, we all have a shared interest. And I mean, I was so I don't know if I should say this, but I was so anti-Ford before this Bronco. It's crazy. Now I'm just like, go Ford, go
Right.
Ford. So, yeah, I'm their biggest cheerleader right here.
So what do you have before this then? That was not
Chevy
Ford?
Duramax 3500, which I still have. LBZ, I got it. I got some horsepower running out of that thing. So I've got it. I was a Chevy man my entire life. So
I think Chevy. I don't know. I mean, of course, they got rid of the Camaro, so I doubt they would consider bringing back a True Blazer. But
yeah, they got that joke of a thing out.
Oh, they brought it back.
They brought back the Trailblazer and they need to light it on fire. It's horrible.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's horrible. It's like a Traverse or an Equinox or something. It's garbage.
yeah.
They could have done something so cool,
Oh.
bring back the K5 or something.
Totally. There's some people that have done some builds out of some shortened. So they've done some. I don't know if you've seen around there, but they've seen some the K5s the way it should have been. And man, that would have been a big sale point in my opinion.
Yeah, they took the regular cab Silverados and put the back calf on them.
Yep, you're
Yeah,
right.
those are sharp.
Yes, they are.
Well, they could have easily done what Ford did and, have the Blazer and as the Bronco Sport and then brought back the actual, something worth a darn.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yep, they could have.
On that ZR2 platform that they have, those things are super capable.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. But hey, lucky for Ford, they didn't.
Right.
Lucky
Yeah.
for us, they didn't. Otherwise, I'd be in that thing.
Right.
Sadly, and I hate to say this because I don't want y'all to hate me, but unfortunately, I have a feeling if they ever did bring it back, it'd probably be a damn EV.
You're probably right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Well, they got that Hummer that came out, and it's an EV.
Yeah.
that's all I wanted
Kind
to
of
do.
did.
I guess if I had a shitload of money to burn, I could have one, but I don't see any practical reason to spend that much money on a vehicle that I would never take off road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
what I
saw
said about
one
the
out
Bronco
here.
Raptor.
Well, at least a Bronco Raptor. I think a Raptor would be more capable than a damn big ass Hummer.
The thing is it's stupid. It makes me. It's the thing that makes it out there. It's not me. It's the thing. I just get in it and push buttons and point and drive. It just goes.
So, Scott, have you been able to go to the Raptor off rodeo yet?
I still haven't. No.
Haven't.
The reason being is there was a bunch of buddies online that we were supposed to get together and we were going to do a whole not influencer, but kind of a whole crew together. So that way you had people that are actually off-roading Broncos Raptors to go in. Cause I don't want to go into the rodeo and have some guy that's just like, hey, I bought mine to go to Starbucks and I don't have any idea. And you get a group of people together that are off-road enthusiasts. I think it would be a lot more fun than just hanging out with some rando, if you know what I mean. So I was waiting for them to get their Bronco allocation. So I think we're going to do it in September.
Nice.
It's not etched in stone yet.
Another one that does that's Vegas, right?
Yes, it is. Oh, and I'm reading the yeah, Matt in the comments. Sorry. Yeah, I would have got the blue interior. Sorry, totally just sidetracked there. Blue interior on the Bronco. If you do the blue interior. Sorry, but yes, it's in Vegas is where it is.
Okay.
Do you get to take your Raptor or do you have to drive one of theirs?
No, I drive theirs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, that's great. Send it.
I don't know, man. I like mine. I know what mine does. I know it's I feel like these newer cars when you drive them, their computer kind of maps how you drive. You know, they kind of figure out how you are. So I don't know if I necessarily am gonna handle a different one if they drive different. So it'd be cool.
What's been the funnest Raptor specific thing that you've done? Because you've been around regular Broncos, but you got a Raptor.
I'd say the Raptors and Rifles events, when we were out there sending them on that track,
Mhm.
that was probably the funnest because that's really the only Raptor event I've been to. But that was a lot of fun. That's the one where Matt and Austin and Chase and all of us were there, and the guy named Brian. Who else was there? All of us in the Bronco Raptors, and they called us the Equestrian Group. So a bunch of Raptor trucks, and they were impressed with how well we were going around that track and handling it. So I'd say that was probably the funnest, and that's where a lot of these photos are with me catching with the big airs and all that. That was over there at that event. There's another one coming up August 24th up in Houston that I'm going to be going to. So I got to test out the new hypercoil setup, and I think Matt's going to be there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, what's been one of your favorite Bronco events and why?
Man, I don't know if I could really answer that because
It's a hard question.
I know it is. I mean, because each place has its own, what do you want to say? Its own kind of memories. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if anyone's better than the other. Like I did Bronco Safari last year in Moab. That's where I learned to push it a little bit harder. I love that because I met so many people. Katempsey, where I met y'all. That was a fun one because I scratched the Bronco for the first time. So, gosh, I don't have a favorite. I'm that guy. I don't have a favorite.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's your favorite type of terrain to off-road on then?
Oh, dunes. Yeah. I've never done rock crawling until I got the Bronco. And I watched you guys. United by Bronco was good too. Sorry to throw that one in there. That one was really fun. But I'd say dunes and sand and off-road, fast, high-speed stuff is what I really like the most.
Okay, I'd agree. I like that. And it seems like it's a lot less, it's forgiving on the Bronco.
Yeah.
On rocks,
Mhm.
you're just beating the crap out of everything.
Right.
It's still fun. I mean, sign me up right now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm right there with you. But that's why I like United by Broncos is you got dunes and you've got the rocks, and they're all right there. Like I could jump a rock pile, land in the dunes, and throttle out of it.
Yes.
And it's because you drive a Raptor.
I don't know about that, but because I drive a Bronco. The Bronco is a very capable machine.
Heck yeah.
So you coming this year? This next year's United by Bronco?
Yep.
Nice.
That's the plan.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit what is it over there in California? Gosh darn it.
King Hammers?
Yeah, I gotta do King of Hammers this year. I haven't done one yet.
Event I didn't really know much about until after I moved here to Phoenix was that Big Bear Bash or whatever it's called. I know I'm probably saying the wrong name, but it's over in that area. They just had it, like a month or two ago?
Yeah, it was last month.
Yeah, John Bull and some of those other trails, and not far from that area. That might be one I target next year too. Get Evan and Courtney to come down United by Bronco. We need to all of us start pouring on the peer pressure now.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Sand Hollow, I mean, it's a really cool place. Like Scott touched on, you can be in the sand dunes, you can be in crazy rock crawling stuff, you can go for scenic drives and national parks. I mean, it's all right there. It's just a cool little valley that exists.
Yeah, Zion's only like 30 minutes at most away. And then getting up into the dunes or the rocks, you're like 30 minutes. Yeah. So you stay right there in Hurricane.
Hurricane.
And
Your rider will correct you too.
Yeah, we tried that.
Yeah. Even though you read the word hurricane, but hurricane. Yeah.
Nope. Hurricane.
You gotta say it like you're a little bit mad, hurricane.
Well, I come from, that's kind of how they pronounce it anyway, but they also would call it Sand Holler, not Sand Hollow.
And
Yeah.
forward.
Nice. Nice.
You said you're in Texas?
Yes, sir. I'm just south of Austin in a little town called Buda. So I'm really close to, I'm like 45 minutes from San Antonio or 30 minutes from Austin.
Oh, nice. I lived in Dallas for 9 years. I come down to Austin, San Antonio a couple times. So how do you like it? Is there a lot of trails down there that you like to hit? Any good off-road parks in that area?
Unfortunately, we've got Hidden Falls, which I mean is a great park, and it's only an hour away from us. But it's let's see here. There's a lot like, how do I explain Hidden Falls? There's a lot of rocks. There's trails. There's some mud hole stuff if you like. I'm too old for that stuff anymore. I don't like washing it after mud.
King of the Hammers would be great for you. Call your detailer before you go and get a quote.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just spray the undercarriage with WD-40 or Simple Green or
And the inside.
Tire Shine. I'll spray Tire Shine all over, then I'll go mud, and then it'll just slide right off. So, but no, I don't like. So Hidden Falls is great. Yeah, and there's a group of guys, and they're actually in the chat. They go quite a bit. Fabian from Armadillo, Hardtops, and Fields Day. You guys know Chris Fields?
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yep, him and Fabian Blanco. Those guys all go up. Then there's a lot of locals here, but it's fun. It's fun out there, but it gets hot. Right now we try to avoid the parks as much as possible. It's hot.
And you guys have a Bronco club or group to get together with, or?
Chris has a San Antonio Bronco group, and then there was a Centex one, Central Texas Bronco group. What's that?
I said, there's Fields. He's in the
Oh, is he
comments.
there? Oh, I thought he was watching a movie tonight. He's supposed to be watching Twister or something.
He showed up.
So
I'm glad he finally got 4-wheel drive back. It only took him, 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys. Well, otherwise, I don't think he'd have it still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they replace the whole front diff?
Mm-hmm. And one CV.
Nice.
We matched.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mine was, broken.
Yeah.
I knew it was bad, but the dealer took care of it.
I think his was the same. He went down to Bernie, and I think Bernie took care of him. Bernie Ford.
Nice.
So it's spelled or pronounced or it's spelled Born, like born, but if they pronounce it Bernie because it's a Texan thing, Southern thing.
Yeah. Same with Blanco is not Blanco.
Yeah, Blanco.
Blanco.
Yep.
People asked
Yep.
us if we were from Blanco, and I was like, "What's a Blanco? I don't know what that is." And I had to Google it. And there's a town called Blanco,
Yep, but it's
Blanco.
pronounced Blanco.
Yeah.
so we had to drive by.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you just had Bronco Palooza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broncopalooza was Saturday and Sunday. We had a really good turnout. We had a lot of great sponsors.
It was busy.
Yeah, it was a really busy weekend. Exhausting. We went all day Saturday and then woke up at 4 a.m. Sunday and drove to Attica, Indiana to the Badlands Off-Road Park. And we off-roaded until like 7 p.m. with everybody. We said, I'm not driving the 3.5 hours home. Get me a cabin. So
And
we
I did get
crashed
to
on there.
stand on that new squareback Armadillo Designs hardtop.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Which I do
that's
love.
the goods.
That was pretty dope.
That's like a rite of passage, I think.
Yeah. It's cool.
I don't know how tall you are, Derek, but it was a long leap to get up there for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was difficult. Plus, I'm fat, so that makes it harder.
PHT.
I got a whole lot of people watching. I'm like, I am gonna biff this, and it's gonna be awful. So.
Oh, if it had been me, I'd have like made sure my pants were sagging a little in the back. Give everybody a shot.
Give them a show if they're gonna look.
Yeah.
I know you were a plumber.
So you could just pull out your rooftop tent ladder.
I didn't even think of that. It was attached to the tent, a couple booths down.
Heck yeah. How many Broncos did you guys have show?
We didn't actually go around and count because by the time we thought about it, we had already had Broncos coming and going a little bit. We're guessing around 150.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was a decent turnout. We had tons of sponsors, raffle items. Metal Tech 4x4 was the big one. They sent us bug out bags and a ton of machetes and custom machetes. Yeah, they were really neat. And then Total Off-Road, Tack Form.
Vasher Design was there with their.
Vasher and Max Slider was there. Who am I forgetting? Great Lakes Undercoating. They're up here in Chicago. Yeah,
They
Automotive Solutions, one of our favorites.
They had those the automatic soft tops, the My Top.
Yep.
Press the button.
Really? That's cool.
Have you guys seen one in person yet?
No.
They're nifty.
Yeah, they're.
I'd be worried I'd mess it up off-roading, but you know.
I mean, it would happen.
Is there a safety that like you're doing 80 on the highway and you're not gonna touch that button on accident?
Right. I think there's still latches that latch it down. So you have to still unlatch it, but then it's just pressing a button and it going back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So tell me about this Asher design Bronco, because it looks like a sweet build.
Yeah, it's his custom long travel system. It's crazy. He came up with all of it, and he's doing his own billet steering racks as well.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to bring the ramp, or I don't know if you didn't bring it or didn't set it up, but yeah, we've seen the pictures of that thing flexed out. He said he had it on a 4-foot flex ramp, and the other tires were still on the ground.
Yeah, he was at Supercell East in Tennessee this year too, and he had it on the ramp, and I was like, "Damn, I never seen a non-Braptor flex that high."
Right.
I think that's over Braptor Flex.
Yeah, that right there looks like it is, but yeah, I don't think he had it quite that high at Supercell, but it was pretty high and pretty impressive. And I think he's from Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know when he first got that vehicle, I saw him over at the Sand Dunes event, the Silver Lake Sand Dunes event, and it was before he did all that stuff to it. I used to see him over there some. But yeah, it is a pretty sweet looking setup. I don't know the details about it. Like Evan said, he's got his own kind of like a 74 wheel type deal where it's an entire bullet housing for the Haas 3.0. I don't know. Does he make it for the Haas 2.0, Evan?
I didn't talk to him about it for the 2.0. I was just asking him about the 3.0. And because I know there's guys that are getting the Ford Performance 3.0 and they're already trashing them.
Yeah.
Where he's taking the 3.0 internals and putting them inside his billet housing.
Just like the 74 weld.
Similar, yeah.
I went with the Broncbuster one for mine with the aluminum housing and the bushing, the housing in. That 74 weld one, that's nice, but my God, that's expensive. It's like $100,000 on top of that. So, and plus Broncbuster had a sale on Labor Day or something where I got it all, the whole ultimate steering package. I think it was like $2,700 because it was during their Labor Day sale, but that'll be enough for me for a while. But yeah, that thing's, I don't know about Vasher though. He seems to be a little more reasonably priced if that's something you guys are interested in.
Well, I know the price on that crazy long travel setup is not unreasonable for the amount of engineering he put into it. You'd expect it to be more. I thought it would be more money than what he's charging.
Well, yeah, I think those similar versions from is it Camberg or
Camberg can't touch what he's putting out. The closest thing is the APG setup.
There's another one called Rockflex, I think, if I remember right. Is it Rockflex?
I can't remember the other companies that are involved. I think they're out here. And, they're always at SEMA and stuff, but I can't remember which ones offered.
I can look that up and see who that was. But yeah, there's another one that has a triangular link. They link it back to the top of the axle. I think Bubba down here at Exodus 4x4 put it on his Bronco before he got rid of it and got the Ranger Raptor.
Yeah, that's the rock crawler kit. That's the one I have.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You guys have it too, right? That's right. That's a pretty sweet
He has it also. Yeah, it's fantastic, but the way that he has his lower link set up, it provides when it's down in the lower position, it gives an even crazier. I think on the rock crawler when they do their JL and JT long arm systems, that rear lower link has like a bend in it, so it gives it even more room when it droops out. And I don't know if there's a picture of his rear links, lower links, they have like a cantilever almost, where it angles down as it gets to the. That might show it.
Nah.
Oh, that's the front there. I don't know. The rock crawler system is great, but this is beyond even what right now the current rock crawler system can do.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Like I can get my rear tire about 3 inches below the body line, and he's getting his like 7 or 8 inches below the body line. If you look at that picture there, I mean, he's dunking this thing out of there.
Yeah. How stable does it feel doing like 90 and higher?
Well, so I got a 4-cylinder. I haven't been able to touch 90 miles an hour, but it feels fantastic at 80.
Yeah, I just drove to Flagstaff and back in mine yesterday or Sunday, and did the Cinder Hills OHV, which is basically like a sand dune. You could definitely tell it has a little more body roll.
You cut your track bar off, right?
Yeah, they took all that off. But mine's a 2021 like Evan's, so I don't have a rear factory sway bar. So, a little bit. I can tell a little bit more body roll, like going around curves, but nothing that would negate me from getting it, or nothing I thought was like, oh shit, I want to wreck this thing. It's barely noticeable, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, my experience with it. I've not had any hardcore rock crawling with it yet because I just got it put in like 3 weeks ago, and I had to break my gears in, so I was kind of muted for a couple of weeks. And plus, let's face it, it's 115 degrees down here. I'm not getting out unless I have to.
I second that. When we were in Moab, it was pretty warm up there too, but it was a dry heat. It wasn't as bad.
They say that about the inside of ovens too.
I know. It's funny. I always say that as a joke. I'm like, but it's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
Well, I lived in Dallas for 5 years, and Dallas would get over 110 occasionally in the summers. I remember one summer it was like over 100 degrees for 3 months straight. But and here I don't think the heat's quite as bad because it is a little bit drier. But it's like consecutive days in a row of 115, give or take a few degrees. It just like it drains you. It's just
we call it we wear the weather down here. When you go outside and you instantly become sticky, you're wearing the weather. So
could be worse. Houston's got the Gulf there, so they're a lot more humid than
absolutely.
Austin are.
Wouldn't want to be part of that.
It's been a beautiful 75, 80 degrees here. So
yeah, Jody, take that.
But hey, Flagstaff was only 80 degrees. I just had to drive about 2 hours to get to it. But
yeah, that's not bad though. Not bad.
That's the thing about like this area is like, the elevation changes. Like you go up in like Sedona, Prescott, it drops 10, 15 degrees. Then you go up to Flagstaff, it drops another 15, 20 degrees. So you can go from 115 to 80 within a 2-hour drive. Yeah.
That temporal swing is sometimes needed. Not me. I got to drive. No matter where I go for 4 hours, it's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, where are we going to Texas? Well, first, to get out of Texas, it takes you 6 to 8 hours at least just to get out of where I am at.
Oh, yeah, because you're down pretty far south of it.
Well, kind of central Texas is what we are. But, I mean, where I'm at, it takes 5.5 hours to get to the south of Texas, or it takes 6.5 hours to get out of the top of Texas. So,
well, if you're coming west, you got to drive all the way across that no man's land part of Texas, don't you?
Yeah.
Out in Amarillo.
Yeah, and there's a Maris Adventure Park out there that I want to go to that I haven't went to yet. Yeah. So I think it's about 5 or 6 hours away from here. And then there's Big Bear, which is a great one. It's 8 hours away, but it's not really anything technical over there. More trail driving. So, but it's nice.
Okay. So this weekend we went opposite way on the country side of it. Yeah. Went down to Oregon to Tom's Off-Road Rock and Roll. And it was pretty good, but it was about a 12-hour drive from us.
Yeah.
So
that was actually one of the first Bronco events that we went to when we bought our wild truck, and we kind of showed up. And
I don't know what I was doing.
There were a whole bunch of early Broncos, and we were like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah.
And it's been fun to go back every year and see the same people and make friends. Yeah.
This year was a little bit smaller. They only had about 50-ish Broncos show up, but they kind of changed the whole layout of the event too. They did more like scenic cruises and stuff. They didn't do any
Breweries.
off-roading this time, which I think deterred some people because, you know, if you can't off-road, what are you doing? But there again, it was fun just to hang out and see people. They actually rented out a ski resort, Mount Ashland. And so it was kind of cool being able to be at a ski resort in the middle of summer.
Yeah,
you know,
park all the Broncos up. And...
yeah, right at the base of the lift line and stuff. And it was a good time. So, yeah.
Oregon's on fire.
Oh, yeah, Oregon's on fire bad.
It's always on fire. Oregon's always burning.
We've never
They're
really
always
seen
on fire.
that.
If they would open up logging again, they wouldn't have any problems. So you get rid of clear cut all that stuff that's burnt down. It's fine. Problem is they have the thunderstorms that pop up in the evening and no rain, lightning strikes, and then you've got stupid people out there that don't have any jobs that are going and starting the fires, arsons, because they're like, oh, because they get paid so much money to do wildlife firefighting up there. They just are like, yeah. There's been a lot of the fires that have been started by arson from people wanting to work. It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a whole thing. Oregon's always. I can't believe they even have places to burn anymore.
Yeah,
it's always on fire.
The event got over, and what's his name? John from Nashville, early Bronco. Yeah. He was there, and so we hung out after the event, and filmed with him for a little bit, and then my bright idea.
Let's drive all night.
We had plenty of time. All night.
It's a 12-hour drive.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's go. It's 9 o'clock at night. Why would we just sleep?
Yeah. So we just drove home all night. So you're 3 hours,
Yeah. I drove 6 hours, like midnight to 6 a.m. in Oregon wildlife. So I was like hitting rabbits.
There's jackrabbits everywhere out there. And because of her driving, there's a lot less.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. It was just the smoke was awful going through the whole middle of the state. And there's a lot of vast nothingness out there too. So just empty.
Yep.
But it was fun.
Is it mostly like thick wooded areas out through there, or is it kind of like Western Washington where it's a lot of desert?
It's dry desert, like all of Central Oregon. There's no towns or anything to really stop in.
Yeah.
So even like you find the next gas station and you can barely make it to that one, and then you keep going. But there's just nothing out there.
Yeah. Between Burns and Bend is like no man's land.
Yeah.
And that's where it went through was Burns.
What we drove.
You should have stopped at Milliken. Did you stop at Milliken?
I didn't see that one.
It's a small, little, tiny gas station that used to be the only place that was like a population of 3 people, and it was a gas station and a bar. And
it's likely.
It's gone now. The bar's gone, but it's a small little town. There's a little OHV trail down there that we used to take motorcycles and quads, and there's a bunch of tracks and trails down there. If you guys ever go, there's also lava flows that you can go drive over, like the actual lava flow up there off of China Hat in Central Oregon that you can drive over the lava flow. There's a lot of really cool places to scenic go and drive up there in Central Oregon. So if you ever
we're gonna get lost.
It's not hard. You can actually drive from Central Oregon all the way across the California border on BLM roads and off-road trails and never touch pavement except for crossing over.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome. The best part about the event was we got to bring home early Bronco parts. So, we're set there. Saved on shipping, but, only spent, $1,500 in fuel.
Fine.
So shipping was saved though.
If you're having fun, fuel doesn't count.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like food. You can't count food. You got to eat.
Yeah.
You're going to eat anyway. You might as well do it while you're having fun.
Right. Those
Yeah.
gas stations have great little places to eat at.
Just take you some Imodium.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But that was fun.
Field said hi, Derek, with a kissy face.
Oh, well, hi, Fields.
Any you guys planning on anything? You got Broncopalooza's up. You guys got plans for any other events coming up or anything going on?
We're going to Bronco Stampede in a couple weeks. The Great Smoky Mountain Bronco Stampede. And then after that, the Rubicon. Well, we're doing Tigerton. We have a little car show, like Cars and Coffee thing we're doing with some local Jeep groups at the beginning of September. at Automotive Solutions, and then the Rubicon.
Nice.
Rubicon, that's one I want to do.
Yeah. Well, you can come with us.
When is that?
You know what the Nevada Supercell is?
I think it's the 9th to the 12th, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it's like in mid-October.
So it'd be like the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday before that.
Yeah.
So Fabian's going to be at the Stampede, Armadillo, hard tops. So
Nice.
he'll be there. He says, at least.
Yeah, I saw him. Simon's going to be a Supercell. He's a fun guy.
You gotta show your shirt off. Thanks, bro.
You want to tell the story, Scott?
I don't know. You guys kind of tell it better, man.
I gave a very, condensed version.
Yeah, that's the perfect version. I'll go on for hours.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Scott talks. Remember that. It's better if you do it.
So the first time we met Scott with his brand new shiny Raptor, I think he still had all the window stickers and stuff on it, flexing on people.
Absolutely.
New. I mean, we messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, "Look, it's a white Raptor. We can make a funny video with it." And I messaged Scott, and I was like, "Hey, can we make a YouTube video with your Raptor?" I was like, "Do you think he'll say yes? It's an expensive vehicle." And he said yes. Yeah,
which was cool, And then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, and you can drive it too." And I was like, "Well, that got weird, But no, so we hanging out that weekend, and you had your son with you, and at the time, Jordan from Bronco Nation was riding with you.
Yep.
And oh geez, I'm blanking your son's name. Jaden?
Jaden, yep.
Jaden. Yeah, Jaden kept running around with a mustard packet. He like kind of pointed at people like he was gonna pop it on them. He just hollered, "Suck my mustard." And I just thought it was the best thing in the world. So I just started saying it. And next thing you know, Scott's like, "Hey, I sent you something." And we got Suck My Mustard t-shirts. So
the boy's good for something. He's good for a lot of things. That's comedic humor. It's great.
He is hilarious.
Yeah.
If we could have a mic in that Bronco that day, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he had the rooftop tent and factory steps and the whole setup that day.
Yep.
I did. I was big pimping.
Yeah.
Bypass Betty over here.
Yep, I was. I remember getting on one rock with a big rock, and I was like, I don't know if I can make it around that. My rooftop tent's up there. I'm taller than you guys. I was making every excuse I could not to go up that trail.
Right.
It's like,
Did it?
I think I can go around over there, guys. So, bypass Betty. I was bypass Betty for a while.
You'd be surprised how often the bypass will be the one that'll get you in the most trouble too.
Right.
Yeah, usually.
Yep. No, that was funny. And then I had when we were up there, I had another guy spotting me. I think you guys had already gone. Another guy spotted me when we were going out the end, and he was taking me at. Now I look at him like, no problem. At the time I'm like going,
yeah,
no. And I asked Jordan to get out and spot me, which we all know how good Jordan spots. So, great guy. But anyways, I got out there and he got me down out of there. But man, I remember I got that one tire off the ground and I was so puckered. It was.
You're talking about the time when were you the guy that almost flipped and he like was standing there with his hands?
Yeah. So full disclosure, I was never going to flip. I was going to maybe lean it into the wall a little bit because that wall's like, that's Poison Spider, the notch. If you guys have ever been up there, and I was trying to get up on the wall, and I'm like going, driver, should I go? And he's like, no, you're fine. My back tire hit that hole, and that front tire lifted like 4 or 5 feet in the air, and I reached over and touched the wall with my rear fender. So, and then he just kind of was stabilizing. I remember when we came up like that, I was like, I was reaching out. We were all stable and good. And I went to reach out and touch the wall. Just I wanted to see whether I could teeter or whether it was solid. And they're all like, put your hands in. No. We're already stopped. I'm stable. So, and at that point I said, guys, if you just like push on the side, I'm going to drive out of it. And they're like, no way. And I'm like, yeah, just push, just keep me from dragging my fender up the wall.
Yeah.
So you can see the guys kind of pushing over, and then it just came up and then it just settled down and right up out of it. But yeah, I remember sitting there going, Here goes a fender.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was Jordan spotting me that time.
I remember seeing that video. It's been a while, but I remember seeing that. So,
Yeah.
refresh my memory. Did you say? I know you had the springs on there. Did you have the stock 37s, or did you have?
Yep. So I had perch collar 1.5 inch perch collar lift, which raises about 3/4 of an inch, and I have 37-inch Mickey Thompsons on it, which in full compression on a jump, they actually scuffed the fender with the perch collar lift. So I actually had some scuffage. So that's a true 37. So, but now I got the Hypercos, which raises it about 2 inches. I wasn't really stoked about lifting it, but man, it's crazy out there in Moab. I was clearing stuff. I wasn't even touching things. It was with 37s. I may go to 38s or 39s. I don't know.
Yeah, I have 38s now. I think they're the sweet spot, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I know that I can't remember the guy's name. The guy on 74 Wild. He's a big advocate of those.
Quinn.
Quinn, yeah, and yeah. Now, when I talked to Mitchell Watts over at Supercell, his Braptor, he's got those E-box springs on it. He has 40s on his, and he was telling me, because I asked him, I said, "Do you have any rubbing issues?" And he said that if he's bottoming out or hitting real hard in the back, that it is rubbing those fender wells, or the big plastic black fender well, you'll call them. But anyway, he said that he was rubbing those on those. That's kind of curious. But 40-inch tires, I'd probably get some like bump stops or something to prevent that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the rear for a regular Bronco, you guys need to look into those super springs. At first, I was kind of skeptical when we were looking at them, but our Broncos don't come with a bump stop. The Raptors do, and they were super simple to install, and it changed how that thing drove, especially jumping it on sand and stuff.
We used to bottom out all the time in the dunes, especially at Sand Hollow, going fast, and now we don't.
Yeah, they've been awesome.
Yeah.
So do they make something specifically for the Bronco, Derek, or is that?
It's universal, but if you go on their website, it'll pull up the right one for the Bronco if you type in that you have one.
And they have like 3 different
compression
ratios of them. It's almost like a foam. It looks honestly like a dog toy,
like a rubber ball.
Yeah,
Kong for the Bronco.
Yeah,
yeah, literally.
It works, and I just went with the in between on the firmness of them, but they are awesome. I've truly really enjoyed those. I wish that they had a solution for the front, to be honest. So plus they don't limit any suspension travel the way they just squish around. So it's pretty cool.
I will have to say, do you guys remember riding in the Bronco and how in the Raptor and how wishy-washy it kind of felt, kind of loosey-goosey?
Yeah.
These Hyperco springs, man, they are impressive. They've gotten rid of all of that little loosey-goosey feel in the back end. It's way more stable. If I get hard into it coming around a corner, I'll lift my front tire off the ground a couple inches.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that give anymore.
Yeah, I do recall that. But there again, at the same point, you were playing around with like all the different, settings for the suspension. And so I didn't really know how to gauge it too well. So.
All right, Derek, are these the ones you were talking about?
Yes. Yep. So we went with the medium compound, which is the blue ones. They should have yellow, blue, and black.
Yeah, I don't see the yellow on here. It's just these two. What are these? What's the difference between these and those? Other than just
isn't that a spacer lift or something? Looks like a spacer lift.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, just
I
looks
wouldn't
like
trust that. I wouldn't trust that to save my life.
No, so that's what we went with right there. They seriously work awesome, and it's literally a U-bolt that you just
it took like 10 minutes.
Yeah. You don't even have to take the wheel off.
Yeah,
so it makes it easier to take the wheel off, but they work very, very well
for high speed sand dunes. That's where it's at.
We have a slow-mo video with them, and I mean, they just compress right along as soon as they touch the frame.
The Bronco.
So
nice. I love those.
Yeah, they work awesome.
They're not that expensive either. A lot of those damn bump stop kits you see, I mean, not to knock on Fouts, they're my neighborhood, but you're spending like $500-$600 just for the piece that you put on the frame, let alone the, it's
bump stops are $1,000.
Yeah.
Just for 2.
Right.
Depends
There
on
again, if you want to go with like a legitimate like king bump stop thing,
Yeah.
I mean, you could make all sorts of different brackets and make it work. But these, I mean, it's a fairly inexpensive solution to just bottoming out. So,
Yeah.
And people that tow with their Broncos. Like when we had that motor in the back of the Bronco.
Oh yeah.
Those were just the Bronco
awesome.
was sitting on it. It was perfect.
Yeah. Never bottomed out once.
Yeah.
Plus towing trailers and stuff. Like when I took my early Bronco body up to Spokane, that trailer was loaded down pretty good, and I mean, never once bottomed out in anything. So
He's looking for a firm.
Jody, are you looking for a firm on there?
Well, they have Apple Pay. I don't see a firm though. Maybe I don't know. You might be able to get them on Amazon. Amazon has a firm. Yeah, that's my inside joke. Just so y'all know, is sponsored by a firm.
Yeah. That's how it
Keep
is.
going. It may come reality, right?
Yeah, God knows I've made them a lot of money.
I want to be sponsored by Maverick right now.
yeah, no kidding. All the fuel stops.
Gas money.
Oh God, yeah.
Are your Broncos bad on gas too? I know about yours, Scott, but tell us anyway.
7. I mean, I think I get like 7.
You
My
did that.
average PG to Moab was 9.5.
Ooh.
Damn, bro.
One thing I don't pass is gas stations.
Yeah. yeah.
So you can always catch up and pass me. If you think I'm ahead of you, nope, you'll see me in a gas station.
Yeah.
It's also because you do 90 plus everywhere.
Yeah.
Only in Mexico. Only in Mexico highways.
Right, not on U.S. streets. It's not
Right. My Bronco Raptor tops out at 112 on the Mexican highway.
Mexican highway.
You get permission on your closed course stuff,
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Well, I would say you got that. I always call it the Texas Autobahn there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we're 90 miles an hour on toll roads all the time, 90, 95. So it's
people will run you off the road if you're not.
Yep. Oh, I've been on people's butts at 90 miles an hour, and you'd be like, "Come on, move, let's go, let's go." I got more throttle here. Let's go, let's go.
I've ever seen a sign. I think it was at the Texas, that road that goes from like San Antonio to Austin. It's not the freeway, but it's like goes around, and the speed limit's actually like 90 or 95.
Yeah, toll road.
Where it said something about 90 miles an hour. Chevys just do the best you can.
Exactly. Yep. Well, and they also have like left lane for passing only. Nobody reads that sign. Everybody's in the left lane. You'll have like one car in the right lane, and then you have one guy just sitting there doing speed checking, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to pass on the way left. I can go in the divide and come back. I've had many visions going down, going, I could do that. I could do that.
I can make that.
Yeah. Do I want the $1,500 ticket and the trip to jail? Probably not, but I could do it. For a good YouTube video.
Record it if you do it.
Record it.
Yeah.
Right.
Ask.
Right. That's it.
Yeah. They definitely get you some views.
Yeah. Yeah. And some jail time, I'm sure.
It was in Mexico.
And a court date.
Right. Right. Unfortunately, they have like every so many miles, they have cameras to check your toll tag. So they're like, yeah, at this time you went by here. How did you make it from that toll to that toll in that amount of time?
Let's just hope they're bad at math.
Right. Right.
Well, it is Texas, so
Well, when it comes to getting their money, I'm sure their math is spot on.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely in their favor.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they ain't gonna let that slide.
Nope.
All right. So I think you asked earlier, but did you say you had any big events coming up for yourself, or Scott?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to the Dallas Fort Worth area. There's a Raptor event that they have a track up there. Let me see. I can't remember exactly. It's old Brody from, let me pull it up here real quick. I'm sorry. Matt in the chat probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. anyways, it's a track up there that they have, and they have some obstacle courses and stuff like that. It's an off-road event. It's Raptors and Rifles, but he changed the name to and he's gonna kick my butt. Brody is for not mentioning it, but I'll come back up and let you know. But it's a sanctioned event. It's closed track, so they have some speed stuff, some jumps, and Eagle Canyon in Mansfield. R&R Off-Road. The guys in the chats, thanks guys. R&R Off-Road is what it is. Brody runs it, and it's mostly for off-roading, like Raptor trucks, F-150s, but they'll allow Broncos and they'll allow the Bronco Raptors to go up there. So that's what I'm doing. I think August 24th, if I remember right. I'll be up doing that. That's the nearest one. Not going to be able to do Supercell West this year. So in Colorado, was hoping to, but our son goes to college, so gonna be get him into that first. So, and then I don't think we just got back from Moab. That was a big trip. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool video that Chase put up of you guys up there. So
that was a really good time. We did Hell's Revenge. We went up Hell's Gate twice. Then we went to Fins and Things, and then we went to Canyonlands, I think it is. We got all three of those done in one day.
Wow.
Yeah, and we even stopped and grabbed lunch and breakfast and dinner in town. So small group, we were able to grind. I think, don't quote me, but we were definitely doing some good speed down in some of those open areas. But then it was very impressive. And Nick, who was on that, he proposed to Crystal. Nick was, man, that guy, he took a stock Wild Tracks 5,000 miles, and he was following Chase like a freaking champion. I was so impressed with the way he just drove that Bronco. It just shows how capable the Bronco platform is. Just took the stock right off the drive, right off the showroom floor, took it out there, and he kept right up with Chase, and he hit every obstacle, every hard line. He got through it even better on a couple of them than I did, and better than Chase did. It was amazing. So it was a great time. Yeah. It's a great time. Definitely wheel with a smaller group.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. Especially if it's something real difficult.
Yeah. Big thing is safety, no trail damage. Go out there, be safe. If you're not feeling it, don't do it. No pressure. Just if you ain't feeling it, don't do it. That's what I got to say.
Absolutely.
I'll pressure you, Scott.
Yeah, you're pressured, Scott.
Yeah, you get scratches on my Bronco. See what you did? They're like the drug dealers right here. They're the ones. Oh, a little bit. Just a little.
You got it.
Yeah,
you got it.
Show your friends.
That's actually a legit thing. Yeah.
Good influence, bad influence.
I just saw Chris put something about there was a Derek, there's an event in San Hollow going to be in October that coincides with Wheeling for a Cause.
So that's United by Bronco, but they're going to do it in Texas. So there's going to be a San Hollow UBB and then a Texas UBB. I don't know if it's going to be at Katemsi or not. I don't know a whole lot about that. If it is, Katemsi's a blast.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I would love to go back with our little Texas group from 2 years ago now and just update it.
And y'all should come too.
Yeah,
maybe awesome. Right now, I'm with switching jobs and moving. My PTO is a little constrained because, like you, I'm not going to be able to make it to the Super Soul, Colorado, specifically for that reason.
Right.
Same here. We won't be there either.
Now, I want to go Labor Day to Ouray because last year I went, it was about mid-July, Black Bear, they never opened Black Bear back up, and Poughkeepsie didn't open until like the day after we left. And that was the main trails I wanted to try to do with mine, is to do the wall at Poughkeepsie and do Black Bear, and then after that I'm done with Ouray. So I'm only going to be there like 2 days.
Have you done Black Bear?
Yeah, I did it in the Forerunner in the rain.
Nope.
Yeah, that was fun.
I want to do it in the sunshine.
Yeah, it was a little puckering, especially on those steps. The only really bad parts I thought were the steps and that little curve where you go around. It's extremely narrow.
Trail turn assist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that'd be a good place for it because it's just, you're still rock crawling because it's just big rocks that you're crawling over. But now that switchback right there, that'd be perfect for trail. I think Chase did that in his when he first got it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that would be pretty easy. But as far as like the upper part, the only parts that most people usually have a problem is in the stairs. The only thing with those, of course, with us having all IFS, you just want to kind of zigzag it to where you're not making yourself too off camber. Other than that, it's not that hard. It's just you just have no room for error. You have to pay attention.
50-50 we live, 50-50 we die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, make sure Derek's not trying to fly the drone while he's driving down it.
Yeah. I don't fly the drone anymore. I crashed it twice. Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah. Other than that, I want to meet Evan and Courtney up for the Rubicon, and then after that, first year, you're definitely going to do United by Bronco. Try to hit some events out here. So I'm a newbie to the West, so we'll see how it goes.
When you guys do Rubicon, are you going to try and meet up with anybody else, or are you guys just going like you're going to be up there with Caleb, Popo, or any of the other guys?
I hadn't talked to Caleb lately to see if he's still going. Right now, I think it's just Evan and Courtney. Yeah, I know he lives right there at it, and we talked about it with him before, but I hadn't talked to him in a while. I don't know because he lives right there, and I mean Supercell West is right next to that. Like you said earlier, we don't want to get like a big group,
right?
But but still, we wouldn't mind having maybe a couple other people. We'll just have to probably know closer to it.
Especially since he ran it so many times, having somebody.
Yeah, he's really familiar with that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the bears.
Just keep your food up high in the trees and go "Rawr" when they come at you. Run at them naked. They'll run away. Just run at them naked. They'll run away.
We'll just
might work
on Jody's Bronco so they go for his.
Yeah. Just have somebody slower that you can push down in front of you, and you're good.
There you go. Problem solved.
Well, they got a rooftop tent. I'm taking the Gazelle ground tent, so I'll be the first one to get going.
Just make sure your food's up in the tree and away from you. That's all.
And after they eat my fat ass, they won't have enough room to eat Courtney and Evan.
Come around for seconds, though. I don't know. I might be dessert,
It's fine, Jody. We checked into the rules of bringing firearms into California. We'll be all right.
Yeah, that's something else we talked about. Yeah, checking on what the rules are for firearms in that area. Not that I
do I
want to
have
shoot.
a what? Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But if it's my life versus theirs, then I'll take a fine or jail time, and I'd rather have that in the grave.
Little pro tip: what you need to take is a flare gun. A flare gun is legal in every single state, and you get an incendiary in the face.
Good turn around.
Yeah. So flare gun, and it's legal.
Is that what happened with your eyes, Scott?
Yes. This one. Yeah, that's what happens. Wear safety glasses when you're doing stuff under your rigs, children. So this is what happens when hot metal falls out when you're drilling a hole, and it goes, ugh, and then you're sitting there going like this, screaming like a girl, which is not a bad thing, but yeah, that's what happens. So safety glasses. Don't be stupid.
Blowtorch.
Yeah, no, it was a fun one. I was like,
What bad words did you say?
Yeah, don't keep it. Kids might watch. So
I was talking about getting views.
Yeah, I was like, you idiot, Wisen, what are you thinking? You know better. You're telling your kid, you're telling everybody else to wear safety glasses, and here you are being the biggest dum-dum on the planet. Oh, it'll only take a second. Like one drill hole sitting right underneath it while you're drilling it and hot. Yeah, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So Monica, that might be a good tip. When Derek's working on the truck, just filming anytime he works on the truck. That way, when he screws up or something like that, that's instant views, it's instant shorts.
Yeah,
there you go.
I get hurt all the time though.
Yeah.
That's what.
I tried to find him some safety glasses the other day, and we don't even own any.
Yeah,
Like
you don't need that.
That's probably worse. What's worse is that when you have them, but you don't use them because it's just like, I don't want to get up and go.
3 seconds. I could have been
I was putting
blind.
an exhaust on a
I
truck
could
the
be
other
like
day.
this
Well,
right now. You know, I could be like this right now. Hell yeah, R, mateys.
I drive a Raptor R.
R, you doing today?
You could be the Raptor Nick Fury.
Yeah, I'll be the Raptor pirate. So, yep. Wear your safety glasses.
No.
From one idiot to another. But you know, Mama
Noted
never
it.
said I was smart, just good looking. So
Man, I cut her crash bars off of her Bronco, and I made sure to wear my safety glasses, but those metal shavings were flying back and got like in the cloth of my shirt. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wash the shirt, right? Washed the shirt, dried it, put it on. The metal shavings just got pushed through the cloth to the inside. So when I slid it on, it felt like a bunch of razor blades going down my chest.
Dang it.
yep.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, overalls, that's where it's at. Like, you can do everything in them. You just have to perfect I got to get to the bathroom now, quick, disassemble. You know?
Yeah.
It works good.
Yeah, be mindful too, because I work in medical imaging field. Is that if you're getting MRI, you don't want to have like shards of metal.
Yeah.
in your skin.
Yeah, it pulls through you, right?
Yeah.
Magnet just pulls it through you.
Yeah, because if they usually, I don't know if they still do it, but they usually ask if you've ever welded, you know, and then they'll make you go get like a chest X-ray or an orbits X-ray to make sure there's no shavings still inside.
I got some right here. It's still stuck there. That's not eyeliner. I'm not trying to start a fashion.
The doctors would be like, look, his eyes dancing.
Yeah. What's wrong with that guy's eye? Okay, just give it a second. It'll be out.
Get ready to join the Kiss tribute band.
Yeah, Austin wears onesies every day. I can see that.
I see that.
There's a snap in the middle.
A snap flap,
Yeah.
Yeah, the snap flap.
because it's better than the zipper, you know.
Yes. Yeah. Things get caught in zippers.
Yeah.
Monica and Derek, you guys got anything coming up? Like you said something last couple weeks ago, last stream event. Any updates on you guys?
Nothing
Event wise,
immediately.
nothing huge.
No.
Just a couple little like family camping trips and yeah,
And that's about it for the immediate.
for the next
So,
couple months.
still just collecting SEMA parts. So,
Hey, you guys going to SEMA, right?
yep, we'll be
Oh,
in Armadillo
you say it?
Design. Yeah.
Yeah. Scott's like, oh yeah. Yep.
You heard it first, people. You heard it first. They're going to SEMA.
Thanks, Scott.
Exclusive.
Yeah, no,
So,
we're getting there
Nothing
slowly
major.
but surely. We're trying to keep it not broken until then.
it's hard.
So
Yeah.
we're taking
So
it easy for the
You're driving it, Monica. Derek's not driving it.
I'm driving it, but
Yeah.
I think I drive it harder than he does in town because I like to go fast.
It's hard looking at a whole pile of parts going, man, I just want to put this stuff on there.
Yeah.
Like, got a lot of goods, but
It'll be worth
I
it.
keep it inside so it's not in the shop and I get tempted.
It'll be shiny for a week.
Yeah.
Pretty and shiny and new.
And then from SEMA, we're driving straight to Hurricane
Nice.
Break it in.
or
Yeah.
Break It.
Testing it out.
Yeah.
That'll
Something
be
like that.
fun. Yeah.
It'll be good. Go up Tokerville. Have
That's
you
a cool area.
seen Tokerville, Scott? Did you do that one?
No, I didn't. Mm-mm.
That's
It's a really cool waterfall, and you can drive across the top of it.
Is that the one where RJ and you guys were at the waterfall and coming down, or RJ and Dirt?
No,
No.
we were there with Black Betty, Rob,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rob,
Yeah.
and Mitchell.
Mitch.
Yeah, that's the one where we were standing on the roof and stuff. It was
Yeah.
really cool, just easy spot to hang out.
Beautiful
Plus, you can
place.
camp right there too.
Yeah.
And I think all of us should get together and do something with. I mean, if all of like we could put on a whole event like the true hardcore Bronco people that started it, right?
Wouldn't it be fun?
Gosh, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would-
BYOB though, I ain't setting up nothing. We're going here. There's 1,000 people converging here.
Right?
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would
be a
be
blast.
that would be sweet.
Bring your own barbecue.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, guys, I'm about winded out. You guys got anything else y'all want to talk about?
Thanks for having me on. It's been great.
You
Thanks for
Dark
joining
here now.
us.
All right, guys.
got like a big white.
Darren's getting beam of light. He's a chosen one.
He's being called
Oh, denied. They figured it out. He saw the shirt and they're like, nope. He saw the
I was
shirt
about
like,
to say,
nope, done.
It's just because I'm wearing the right shirt, Scott.
Yep. Like we don't want him. We don't want him.
send him back.
all
Now
right,
he's got a red light.
yeah. Guys, if you hadn't already, be sure and check Scott out, 512Braptor. I know you're on Instagram. Are you on YouTube or any other social media outlets?
I'm old. So no, I do like Instagram and it links into my Facebook. And then I do have a YouTube that I started when my son was like 3 years old. I think there's got videos of him riding his motorcycle and pogo sticking. And I've just kind of sent a couple things from Instagram, linked it to it. I need to do it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I tied my shoes in the morning, let alone how to upload something properly. So I leave it to the professionals. But thank you. No, Instagram is my jam.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, everyone, if like we always say, if you haven't already, please consider hitting those like and subscribe button. Hit the alert button so you know when the next show. Our plan is to do every 2 weeks. We'll try to have random guests on as well. Do some event showcases, part showcases, anything that we can think of that be relevant. Please also follow the individual channels: Bird Dog Off Road, Adventures of Rogers and Henderson, Bronco Adventures. But if nothing else, guys, we'll say goodnight.
Good night.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks again. Good talking with you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us, man.
Yeah.